Hi, I'm a 27 years old Italian girl, and in this video I want to share my story. Until I was 19, I lived in Italy and graduated from high school. Then I moved to Melbourne because I wanted to travel and learn English. I lived there for 1 year, working as a waitress and bartender, not understanding a word when Australians spoke to me. To everyone who says they love to move to another country but don't speak the language, you learn it once you're there. When it comes to survival, the brain learns anything, and this applies to everything else. So the first important lesson I want to share in this video is you don't do something once you are ready or once you have magically learned it. You do that thing in order to learn it. This is exactly what I'm giving myself permission to do by starting this YouTube channel, because being seen as a beginner is a real challenge for me. I am so afraid of being judged, and I constantly feel like I have to do everything perfectly, like I have to prove something. But that's the topic for another video. I came back to Italy and started university. I had a lifelong passion for animals and nature and wanted to join National Geographic because I thought that I would travel the world and stay in contact with nature. But the truth is, university was also the only path I knew. Fate led me to buy a course to help me study better for exams. And this is the second lesson. In any situation you find yourself in, ask yourself questions. How can I improve my situation? What if there are solutions out there that I can't even imagine? And if you are a student, do yourself a favor and learn the Memory Palace method if you want to memorize everything and if you want to save time and get better grades. That course was also my first investment in personal growth, and it opened up a whole new world for me. Later I dropped out of university because I accepted the fact that even though I was doing well at university, I didn't want to be a scientist. You need to know yourself. Because most of the things we think we want them because someone else told us that's the right path, and because everyone around us is doing the same thing, and you feel the social pressure. I'm not against university, I'm not saying that. I'm talking about how hard it is to take a different path. After finishing my last year of high school, everyone, literally all my teachers, told me if you take a gap year, you'll never be able to go back study. And inside I thought, what do you know? You don't even know me. I was the only one in my class who went abroad, and I'm so grateful for that experience. And when I came back, I started university and I had excellent grades. So don't listen to other people, please. When I dropped out of university, I went into a crisis because I had no idea where I wanted to go instead. And I will always remember that period because not knowing your direction is a horrible feeling. This is why it's so important to know yourself. Think about it. From a young age, we are taught everything except how to listen to our inner voice. At the same time, came the boom of online businesses during COVID. I don't remember exactly when, but around 2020, I started trying all kinds of businesses and investing money in different courses. And this is the third lesson, which is a variation of the first. I often hear people say they don't try anything and they stay stuck because they don't know what they want to do. They think that first you figure out what you want to do and then you take action. But it is the exact opposite. You start trying things, and by trying them, you realize, I like this, I don't like that, this one feels right. Let's keep going on this path for a while. And then you discover something else that's even better. Believe me, I have tried so many things, I changed so many paths. When you don't know anything, you have to try, and then you discover what you are really, really looking for. The first thing I learned was the importance of sales, and I became good at it. I actually learned about selling in that very Memory Palace course, because if you have oral exams at university, then the importance of posture, confidence in your voice, along with, of course, the information you need to know, drastically changes how other perceives and therefore evaluate you. Then I tried a bit of everything: social media management, dropshipping, Amazon FBA, and so on, and I kept jumping from one thing to the next, never lasting more than a few weeks. Then I landed in network marketing, and I stuck with that for at least 2 years. Why out of all things did I end up staying in network for so long? Because I like businesses like dropshipping, where I was alone behind a computer. In network marketing, I could help others and do something I had actually always loved since I was a kid, but had forgotten about: talking about life and teaching personal growth, personal development. In elementary school, instead of playing with other kids, I would sit in the grass and stare at the sky and talking to myself or to anyone who would listen about life. I still remember how intensely I used to feel things. I have crazy empathy, and I use to express it through words, whether speaking or writing. That was my call: talking about life and personal growth, and I forgot about that. During those 2 years in network marketing, I grew a presence on social media by sharing personal growth content in Italy, and I taught on stages and Zoom calls. I also grew gradually in the business, but honestly, there were lessons I just kept not learning. No matter what I achieved, popularity, speaking on stage, money, it was never enough. I never felt like I was enough. I cried a lot. I went through phases of deep sadness. During those 2 years, I was growing, but I had terrible money management. Still wasn't learning the inner lessons I needed to learn about money blocks, and especially about loving myself. In February 2022, I made 5,000 euros in a month, and yet I wasn't even a little bit happy. And that was an alarm for me. Everyone was congratulating me. My family had never earned that kind of money in 1 month. And yet I was alone in a house, isolating myself because I wasn't happy. I didn't feel like I deserved any of it. That's when I realized something was really, really, really wrong. It didn't matter how much money I made, how many people I reached on social media, how many stages I spoke on. Inside, I still felt like I wasn't enough. And this is the third lesson. It doesn't matter what you achieve on the outside. It doesn't matter. It may sound like a cliche, but it is true, and I have experienced it firsthand. It's not external things that give you what you are really looking for. And what we are all truly looking for is to see ourselves and to love what we see. So not long after, I realized that network marketing was getting closer, but it wasn't my path, and I let it go. I even remember being asked to speak on a stage in front of 2,000 people, during that period, and I said no. Even though it would be a crazy achievement, I said no because it didn't align with what I was truly going through. I spent a year feeling lost, disappearing from social media. In June 2023, with my bank account at zero, within 2 weeks that I remember forever, I finally decided to start my life over from scratch. Sometimes you need to lose everything to gain everything back on a higher level and with a wiser vision. I had to lose it all my money, almost all my friendship, my mission, what I wanted to do with my life, who I even was. I had to crash into a wall to finally see what I didn't want to see. And when you refuse to learn certain lessons, I guarantee you life will step in and rip away things, people, situations, and eat you hard. And I want to emphasize this part. People think you were growing on social media, you were growing in your business, you were getting on stage, it was all perfect. Yes, I had achieved external things because I had learned the skills and understood the concepts to get there, but I hadn't learned the most important lessons on the inside. The ones about love for myself, about feeling enough, about deserving. I deserve stability, I deserve this lifestyle, and most importantly, learning about who I really am and realizing that I was still forcing myself to stay in a business that wasn't what I came to this earth to do. Year after year, if you keep doing introspection, you gain a broader and broader perspective about your life, and you can keep adjusting your path. So from that June, I started climbing. I explained what happened from that point on in the first YouTube video, from zero to the lifestyle I wanted, how I activated 4 quantum leaps. So I invite you to watch that video. Now I have decided to build something of my own. I've launched this YouTube channel. So first of all, thank you for your support. Subscribe to the channel because I'll be diving deeper in upcoming videos into the different steps for feeling better with yourself first, and as a result improving your life as well. That's why I'd love to hear from you in the comments below if any part of my story resonates with you, or if you have any question you'd like me to explore more deeply. Thank you, thank you, thank you.